Hi guys, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be talking about something that I'm sure some of you are like, finally, because it's a very common topic when it comes to trans people, and that is surgery. So I'm just kind of going to talk about me as a person, what I feel like I need as a trans person to feel the most myself, what kind of is involved with those surgeries, and without getting too invasive, I'm going to talk about the stuff that is involved in those surgeries, enough that I'm willing to share, just so you guys know, because I do feel like it is super good to let you guys know like about this kind of stuff, because it is going to affect my life relatively soon. I guess we'll just start it. Surgery is a very, very important thing for a lot of trans people. So I know that there are actually a lot of trans people who do not even need surgery. They already feel as if their presentation matches how they feel internally, like there's nothing that they feel like they really need to change, and they are entirely valid with that feeling. One of the problems that happens in the trans community is people tend to push surgery as like a need to feel valid, but if you already feel whole, then you really just shouldn't have to change anything. But for me, we're talking about my experience, so anything that I'm saying about how I experience gender and how I experience dysphoria is not to say that anyone else that is trans experiences it the same way as me. So now that we've gotten past that, let's get into kind of like the surgeries itself. And I guess we're gonna start with facial feminization surgery. And that one is a difficult one because a lot of people, maybe I'm, shooting myself in the foot, but many people will question why more passing trans women want to get it, because you guys see me on the screen here, and for the most part, like, there's not like much that really gives off male when it comes to this kind of thing. Basically, what facial feminization surgery is it's not like, I don't know, there's like cosmetic aspects, and there is like a certain just like wanting to be beautiful, but the other aspect that is commonly kind of overlooked, because I feel like people can easily just shove facial feminization surgery into any other like casual surgery that someone would get just to be more pretty to society. There is a huge added aspect of when it comes to how men and women develop when they're, kids and everything. There is like parts of the facial structure that are going to develop differently, those secondary sex characteristics that are going to develop differently if you are biologically male versus biologically female. Basically, what facial feminization does, it would give me the face structure as if I were to be born a biological female. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like some of the attributes of a typically biological male is like not as round of a forehead, very elongated eyebrow ridge, bigger nose. That one's like not as common. Sometimes people just want a nose job. I want one, but like, and then like more chiseled jawline, which I hear a lot about. People can't seem to keep that out of their mouths. And then obviously the grossest part, the part that literally has given me several breakdowns, is the Adam's apple. I don't even like showing it just because it makes me feel really disgusting. But those are basically the things that facial feminization would undo. It's literally like millimeters of bone. When you guys see me after the surgery, it's not going to be like new face, like I look like completely different. Like, it's literally just going to be, if anything, I'm going to look smoother. Like, one of the things that I want done is vulnerable moment. Like, I've noticed, especially when I'm at work, my side profile really gives me away in a sense. It just makes me easily, it makes people more able to view me as male. And especially with like the Adam's apple and everything, like masks do help because it kind of covers it sometimes, but it's honestly a society thing. And then also just looking in the mirror every day, like me having to get up and just like look at myself and feel like I'm not looking at myself in a sense. Like, I should not have to recognize my face as like masculine. I should be able to, I don't know, it's like weird. Because it feels like parts of my face will feel like my face when they don't look like how they do. I don't know. When it comes to like facial features, it is an insecurity, but it's like an out of place insecurity where it's not like, I don't like the shape of this. It's like, I don't feel like this is actually part of me. And in order to feel like myself, I need to have it to look one way or another. It's like a weird, really weird thing, and it's aggravating. It's aggravating because I don't want to have to be that critical, and I know one of the things that's really keeping me from filming as much as I'd like to is I will sit in front of this camera here and just pick my facial appearance apart. Like, I'm like, oh gosh, my hairline is looking way too boxy today. My nose is like gigantic today. I had a whole vlog that I was getting vaccinated in that I don't think I'm going to release just because it literally, like, I was looking at myself and just, I was feeling gross. And I don't want to have to do that anymore. I really just want to be able to do more and not feel like I have to like beat myself up to do it, is the best way that I can describe it. So that's like facial feminization. Basically what they would do is like smooth stuff out and basically make my facial features look as if they had developed as a biological female. But yeah, that is something that's probably going to be very soon for me. I don't know how soon, I really don't. But I am getting the ball rolling on getting some doctors and getting some consultations and talking to therapists, because that's a huge freaking thing for some odd reason. So that might be something that's happening soon. I'm thinking probably this summer is when I'm going to be able to get that surgery. Obviously that does mean that like content may be a little sparse when I'm recovering. It takes a month to recover. But what I'm planning to do, if I can mentally bring myself to, is I'm gonna record a bunch before. I'm gonna record like a bunch of like videos that I will release, and then just kind of like, since it's really only like 3 or 4 weeks, I'll have maybe like 2 or 3 releases each week. So it'll still, like, you guys will still feel like I'm there. It's just gonna be difficult for me to upload current stuff, so a lot of it might be outdated, but I'm already very outdated. I made a Neva Max video literally like yesterday, and that event was months ago. I think it was last year. But I definitely will do more update videos as well, just to keep you guys in the loop when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because I mean, the thing is, when I'm recovering from it, oh, I'm gonna be on Twitter like that. It's gonna be a painful recovery, and I'm gonna have nothing to do other than just sit there and be in pain. So you are going to hear about every second of it on Twitter. So I hope you guys are excited. Don't forget to follow my Twitter if you're ready to see me pain tweet. I guess another thing that is super important in at least my transition is, you know, I don't want to get too vulgar. I really don't, because like, you know, get audience, like very that, but you know what I'm talking about. Bottom surgery is a super important part of my transition, and it's just like it's something that will absolutely make my life easier. I'm not going to get into it because that's super invasive and super that is something where it would just kind of feel like the cherry on top when it comes to my transition, because then I'll feel like there's not anything holding me back. That's like something that I definitely want to pursue in the future, and I'm hoping that I can do it. I have the perfect amount of support to be able to get that, so I'm very lucky. I'm super lucky that I'm able to have those opportunities. So that is something in the future as well. I will talk more about that when I get there. I guess, you know, you'll get the surgery video when I get a date to do it. It'll be a whole video. Like, you guys are gonna get a facial feminization vlog, because, you know, when I tell you this thing might be in Beverly Hills, that is going to be a whole vlog. So I hope you guys are excited for that, because I'm very excited. Bottom surgery down the line. I just wanted to let you guys know about facial feminization. And the one last surgery that I'm highly considering, that I don't know because I think that like it's a process and I just got to work on it, is voice surgery, which is something that upsets me that like I have to consider it, because it is a confidence thing, but it's also just like it's gotten in the way of my content a lot. It's been something that kept me from making content and really just like kept me from doing a lot of things and taking a lot of like opportunities in my life, because of like my voice being so easy to clock. And especially with a kid audience, like, I don't know, I have like the amazing opportunity to be maybe the first trans person that a lot of people in my fan base or coming from other fan bases get to see. So, you know, what they may see initially is very confusing. Like, the comments that I get a lot are you a boy or a girl? I'm confused. She looks like a girl, but she sounds like a guy. And it's just like, ultimately I get it because they're young, and I'm willing to be patient with it because stuff like that isn't harmful. Like, as soon as someone's like, you're literally a guy, I'm like, okay, that's like malicious, bye, I'm gonna block you. But I don't know. Voice surgery is something that would involve the vocal folds. I'm pretty sure. I'm not an expert on this one. I've barely touched the idea of it, really. What happens when biological men go through puberty is their vocal cords, I believe, they thicken. And one of the ways that they can kind of help that with trans women is, I think there's like vocal folds in your throat, and what they would do is like, this is like the vocal fold. This produces a big, thick sound. And oh my god, stop! Illuminati confirmed. I'm literally about to get like canceled. But this is like the vocal fold of like a biological male. It's very large. It produces a very thick, rich sound. And what they would do is like tighten it, because like if there's less air for like, or there's less space for the air to come through, the pitch is going to be higher. That is a very invasive surgery, and that would literally mean I would not be able to talk for, I think, about a month or two. I'm not sure the exact thing, but that doesn't really work for the career that I have right now. So it's like a very invasive thing. But it is something I have been considering, just because, like, I don't know, it's not even just because of a YouTube thing, because I've been, like, you know, with myself singing in the car, and I want to be able to, like, shamelessly sing in the car, not have to strain my voice when I'm talking, because as much as, like, maybe I do sound forced when I'm talking in YouTube, but, like, it does take me a lot of effort to, like, get my voice to where it is and sound, like, super peppy and as high as, like, if you had heard me, like, I might include like a clip here, but if you have heard me in a while.
Hello. This is not necessarily due to, but
like, that's what I used to sound like, and I sound like this now. And it's like, obviously I've gotten somewhere. I'm not at a level where it's like immediately recognizable as female and such, and that's like fine, but I'm getting somewhere. So I think it's good to acknowledge the progress that I have made, so I don't just like think that I'm not getting anywhere. I don't know. It's something I'm considering, and it's something that not a lot of people do, but I think it's becoming relatively available now. It used to be not as like prevalent, but I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna see what I would want to do, and if it truly is something that I feel like would make my life better in the long run. So that's something that is a maybe, if I'm able to do it, and if it is something that would not affect me greatly when it comes to things that I'm passionate about. It just depends where I am at that point. Like, if I end up getting the 2 surgeries that are like on my priority list, and I still want that when I don't feel complete without it, then I will probably get it. But it all depends on where I am then. So it's a very like confusing thing, but I'll get there when I get there. One of the things that I really do feel better about is I actually just like don't think about being trans that much. I know, like, I do still deal with a lot of like dysphoria and just like disconnection with my body, but like I just don't think about it. I felt so adjusted to the female role as in like life, where it's just like not even like a question to me anymore, where I'm just like, I know that's like who I am, and that's like a super relieving thing for me. So I'm very happy that I finally kind of feel settled and feel more normal in the role that I took on, I guess is the best way to say it. So it feels very natural for me. For now, I'm in a relatively good place with my transition. I feel very settled and just ready for the next thing. And I'm, as much as I'm still not the most confident person, and when it comes to just like not YouTube, because YouTube really lets me have a newfound confidence, because like I get to go as far as I need to go and give myself the breaks that I need to when it comes to YouTube, because I don't have to push myself so far that it's like uncomfortable with who I am. So I don't know, it's just that's why I gravitate towards YouTube in a sense, because it's just like a way that I can truly just be as much myself as I'm comfortable with sharing. And that's like, you know, in the future, I want to be able to truly open to you guys and be the most me that I can be on here, and still create content that actually feels like I don't have to hesitate about how I look before I do it, and just be able to, you know, step onto a video without having to prep so much and hype myself up just to do it, and just go into it. And that's just like a dream, and I like, you guys absolutely deserve me at my best, and I want to be at my best. So it's just gonna take a little time. And there's a lot of stuff that I gotta push through, but in the best way, I guess. As another added, like, final thing, thank you guys for honestly being, like, so accepting. I am more than lucky to have the people that I do have in my life right now, especially, you know, I don't want to, like, make this video about, like, specifically other people, but, like, one of the things that I've always just been super thankful for is Megan, because she has truly kind of like, as many of you know, that there is like a little bit of like intermingling when it comes to the PG Squad and the BellaNators, and I just like am super thankful that she is kind of like taught them to always kind of just be like super respectful even when they don't understand stuff, and it's just made for a really welcoming experience when it comes to kind of interacting with them, and I never really have to like think twice about like being judged, because like they're very like, if we like your content, then we like your content, and it doesn't matter who you are. And you know, ultimately, like, the BellaNators are like super accepting and super understanding with what I'm going through, and I just like, I feel like it's never really a thing where I'm like, you know, I am a trans YouTuber, and that's like a super big thing, especially on the Roblox community, but I don't know, I've just never felt like they've like entirely seen me as like, just like, this is a trans YouTuber. It's more like, no, this is a YouTuber, and I'm like super proud of, you know, supporting them. So I guess like that's like, I didn't know if I went a little too overboard with that, but I'm just like super thankful for everyone that I have and all the support that I've received, and it just feels really good. I'm in a very confident place, and I do have to thank you guys for helping me get there. It's been very nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will definitely do more updates like this in the future, because I feel like it's very helpful to keep you guys in the know as to what's going on in my life and what I'm doing, because that is the best way that I can be connected with you guys as a creator. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and what else could I say? Like, what's some like new stuff? If you're new to this, because I know a lot of people come to my videos from trans stuff, I do Roblox content. Don't know if that's your thing, but I would love if you checked out my videos and subscribed. It really helps the channel. I'm trying to become a Roblox YouTuber. That is a thing that I'm trying to make happen. So if you would support me in any way possible, I'd really appreciate it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you like the video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!